Hello again, welcome to European Autocraft Studios, back with the 944 Turbo project. Today's the big day. We are going to play with our Dolly today. We have the framework for the Dolly set up. We're going to get the suspension out, front and rear. Get a couple little brake lines and little tidbits, but that's about it. We're going to put it on the Dolly and strap the car down. Then it's going to the fabricator who made me the Dolly, and he's going to make the standoffs to raise the car up off the Dolly so the body shop can do the work on it. So that's it. We're going to get started on that. Hopefully 1.4 jack, we should be able to support this. I already have the bolts out of the front section here, front of the rear. Makes sense. And then we only have these two bolts holding this whole part and the one on the uppers. And if you can see those in there. But that's all that's holding this in right now. The brake lines are disconnected, but there's a couple still in here we'll take out after. It gets just so much easier with that out. All right, so let's see if we can get this out. I hope so. If not, I won't have a video. Let's see where we are here. Oh, we're way off. Blind guy put that in there. That should do it. Alright, I'm just going to get in there with old broken ex-brother, cousin. I'm not sure what the lineage is, but we got him. Dang it. Now, with any luck, we'll put the car up and the rear suspension should stay. Or, to test my theory, let's see what happens. Persuasion. I've got the bolts out of the front, but the tubes are stuck in the body of the car, so they need a little help. Just to be on the safe side, see the car is moving. We do have the car strapped to the lift, just in case. Whenever you remove something large, a large chunk from the car, the balance shifts so much, so we just wanted to be safe and strap it down. It's actually not that it's front or rear heavy at this point. It's just, it's so light now, the body is, it's just teetering on this one and that lift arm. Still, it's okay. What I was showing you here, what was stuck, is inside the mount here. We took the bolt out, but the rubber on the bushing here, it still fits really nice and snug up in here. So at the angle of the rear end coming down on the back, it just kind of got crooked and got stuck. So we got it. So that's it. We've got some more spider eggs. Nice. Looks good. So now this is going to stay out. We don't have to put it back in. These brake lines will pop out of here with this one junction block. Oh, I got more spider. Wow, these guys are everywhere. Whole family. You see, I live in the same neighborhood. So what do we need for this? 10 millimeter, and then these will pop out. Pop out. That's it. 10 millimeter. This is just our little junction block here for the rear brakes. Those are really stuck. Okay. Yeah, it's been in there for a while. Oh, let go. Well, I'll have to get a new junction block. Get a little retainer here. Bending up my lines here. Okay. Just a minor little issue there. There's nobody home in this one. Okay. All right, we're gonna get this out of the way. Probably use our cart to lower the front suspension out. We're gonna take it out as one piece and disassemble it later. We're about very short time away from getting the compressor done, so we can use our wet blasting machine. And we'll be able to start working on all these parts, cleaning them all up, and you get to see all that. That's a really nice way to clean up some aluminum. Plus a whole cart full of parts to work on. So let's get this out of the way and get on the front. Okay, now that the rear is out, we're going to use our lift table. Probably one of the best investments you can make in a shop like this. We use it for all kinds of stuff. 911 engines, front suspensions, not so much the rear obviously, but it should work really well for us here. We're going to take the mounting bolts from out here and then lower it onto the table and then take the upper shock strut. So it'll just be hanging on the struts when we're done. But I've got to get the clamps off the brake lines. I could just cut them, but we're going to have to take them off anyway, so I might as well do it now. Normally, you can grab the tab with a pair of vice grips and then just pry it out. I don't know if you can see that. They're not usually too bad. That one. Oh yeah, that one's coming right out. And with just a little bit of pressure, yeah, pull it right out. And the other side. No problem. Okay. The level of detail that we're going to go, we're also going to plate these. I don't know if these are plated or they're just maybe black. I think they might be black. But we have a blackening agent too. We'll make them however they're supposed to be, so everything is nice and original looking. All right, what do we have? Rear of the control arms are 17. I know these aren't too tight because we had this out when we pulled the engine out, if you remember. If you don't remember, go back and take a look. A lot of cool videos. At least I think so. A little bit biased, but that's okay. Now, if everybody plays nice, this should work out very nicely. What's going to happen, which I didn't think about, is this is going to want to drop this way. So there is still going to be some pressure on this. So let me get the pole jack to support it, and I'll get it down to where it rests, and then we'll put the table under it. That'll be a little safer. If I can find which. Oh, there it is. Okay, fine. Even I am still learning every day. Every day. We got the steering shaft, which was off already once, so it shouldn't be that tight. Cool noises. All right, so of course we lowered. This is going to go back up again, so we don't just drop this out. Let's see how that works. Might have to take this apart a little bit first. We'll see. I'm not too worried about the wheels being on. Hopefully, yeah, I think it'll be okay. We have a little bit of upward pressure on it. So these may drop. I don't know how far they're drop, but we'll find out. So hindsight, yeah, probably should have pulled it apart first, but that's okay. Now looking at this, looks like it could use an alignment. That's not going to go as planned. All right, so we'll just disassemble the tie rods and control arms and take this apart here. My mistake, I really should have just pulled it apart in the car, but live and learn. Okay, so let's get some stuff moved around here and we'll get this thing apart. All right, I'm just going to disconnect the tie rod and the control arm. Would have been easier to do in the car. I don't know what I was thinking. We already had this apart before, and I just kind of thought we'd drop it out and roll it away, but it is a suspension and it has a lot of travel, so my mistake. But no biggie. These are already actually loose. I just have to take the nuts off, and I can pop out the tie rod. So none of this would have been difficult in the car. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh well. Actually makes it a little more difficult outside of the car, but that'll need a little help. Definitely awkward. Okay, there's the one side. Simple. Super simple. Look at that. Okay. Come on. And all that's left is our subframe with the rack and engine mounts. Now, while we try to locate a spot for all this stuff in the shop, Then we can get the dolly in here and assemble that and lower the car onto the dolly and roll it out. Get it ready for the fabrication shop. All right. All right. Well, now that the front end and the rear suspension are out, we just took the link off the steering column so I can pull that through on the other side. But we've got the dolly underneath. We just had to assemble it because it was kind of difficult to do on camera, but we got that taken care of, and we're not going to find any location points for it. We're just going to drop the car on the dolly just on the floor section. It's light enough. It's not going to hurt anything. We can just lift the car up. And then it'll go to the fabricator, and he's going to make the mounts for this that will bolt it to the car solid. And then we'll strap it down. We'll strap it down now, but we won't have to when he's done with it. So we come up with a method to get the lift arms out. We're going to use a lifting table to raise the car just enough to move the lift arms out, and then I can drop the front on the dolly, and then lower the lift, and that'll come down. The lift arms aren't in the way. So let's see how this works out. Could be another debacle, just like the front end. Ugh. Anyways, let's. I would much rather use my powers to levitate the car, but I shouldn't do that on camera. Well, we'll just save that for later. The turbo has landed. Sounds safe. We have to go around and tighten up all the locking bolts that hold the rails together. That's what's making all the noise. Also, these are pneumatic tires. It's going to make it somewhat difficult to work on the car with all that slop. We couldn't get the steel wheels with the urethane tread, so not yet anyway. So that might be something we change out later on. But for now, we have progress, and that's what we need. Let's see. Yeah, it's ready to go on its own. So we're going to get the steering column out. I think we still have that little aspirator motor in there that we talked about. We're going to take it out like 4 times. It's got to come out now, for sure. I think everything else is out. We've got the little brackets that were underneath there, just 4 bolts. And that's it. So we're going to go inside, take the steering column out, and the aspirator, and I'll go around and tighten those bolts up underneath the car. You don't need to see that. And that's it. It's ready to go to the body shop. We're scraping out the interior. In fact, take a look at that. We're slowly scraping all the foam out. You can see there's some rust on the floor here. Hopefully we can de-rust that with some chemical and then seal that up before we put any insulation down. We'll do that obviously all over, anywhere there's rust. So that we're still going to do later on. We don't have to do that now on camera. It's kind of messy and no need to see that. So what do we got here? A couple of bolts hold the steering column in. Oh yeah. Simple. I like simple. Steering column hardware. We'll take that. I'm sure there's a little bit of bearing work we can do here, make this nice again. We'll take the steering wheel off. Fix that. I would love to find a factory steering wheel. No need for that. Nice 4-spoke. And the aspirator. Oh, the aspirations that this thing has done. Looks like 10 millimeter as well. Look at all those bolts sticking through, the screws, self-tappers. Those that you repair the battery box. Yuck. no. One of these self-tapping screws is right down next to the nut. I can't get the socket on it. Okay, let's see. You are right there. Poor screwdrivers have done so much besides taking out screws. Oh, nice shot. Keep your eye on the screwdriver. That might work. I do tricks with my tools too. This really isn't a ratchet, but it seems to be working. Come on. Oh, it died. It has a safety thermal overload. Oh, smoky. Oh my gosh, save the best for last. That same screw is jamming this in place. What to do? Gotta get the screw out. It's kind of buried under there. Let's see. Is that it? Let me try to get that out first. And there it is. That was stuck right in there, so I couldn't get the nut out. I thought it was next to it. I didn't realize it was, I thought it was more at an angle like this, but I couldn't see too well underneath. All right, well, that's the little motor that draws air in from right in front of the instrument panel. The little disc there next to the clock. There's a hose that goes up to that, and that draws the air into this little temp sensor, so it knows what the inside air temperature is. Clever system. Okay, well, we're done. We have it on the Dolly, going to the fabrication shop. When we get it back, we'll finish stripping the inside, get all the insulation off and all the glue and adhesives, and hopefully when he's done inside we can get this shot with the same color, the body color, and then put all new insulation in. So on that note, we'll see you next week. Christmas week, we're going to try to squeeze out a video for something, possibly a little more engine disassembly, try to get that on the engine stand. We'll get a look at the car, because we should get it back before the video, so you'll be able to see it up on the stilts on the Dolly. That should be good. Compressor will be coming along, and soon we'll be rebuilding suspension parts, engine parts, and brightening up all the aluminum and making it look new again. Some machine shop work. Yeah, moving along. So please like and subscribe. We need that. We're getting really close, close to 700. We're looking forward to more. So we'll see you next week, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon probably. So thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, get the notifications, send them to all your friends. We'll see you next week.